I think you're dancing around something that most Knicks fans understand, but at the time of the trade, the vibes were just so good that we didn't really let ourselves have the conversation. And that's that this Grimes trade is a trade you make as the final thing. Like if you look back in the history of the NBA, teams that are willing to give up a young piece that has shown the multitude of levels that Quentin Grimes has for, a couple of veterans who aren't going to be on the team in a year, 2 years, or whatever, you make that trade as the final trade or one of the final trades as a true contender. And they inherently put real expectations on their team for this season. Like you can't go into these playoffs and be like, yeah, but like they got unlucky playing the Sixers with Embiid returning in the first round, or those conversations can't happen. This team has to perform. This team has to perform in the playoffs, or that trade was frankly a disaster. Like it just was, because look, they made the second round last season. They should have made the conference finals. I'll just be blunt. They were a better team than the Heat. They should have made the conference finals. They didn't. They played a lot of Josh Hart and RJ Barrett together. Is that why they lost? We don't know that's why they lost, but I think that contributed. Those lineups were a disaster. Of course, the Knicks had some unfortunate injuries. They had some unfortunate underperformances before the injuries from Emmanuel Quickley and a little bit Julius Randle, but he was playing hurt, so we'll cut him some slack there. The point is that they made the second round, but they had this young roster where there were multiple threads forward. They had an excuse to quote unquote not contend, because they could be like, okay, well, we still have chips. Like maybe Quickly, maybe RJ, maybe Grimes makes a leap. There are multiple paths forward. There aren't multiple paths forward anymore. All three of those players are gone. They've traded them all away. We're very confident they're going to re-sign OG Anunoby, but that is basically the return they're going to get for those three players from a player perspective. Like they're going to get some short-term rentals, but it's basically OG Anunoby. And their only path forward besides this is please have a superstar force out and say he wants to go to New York. That's it. And so if those are your only chips left, you have to be sure that the guys you already have are close to contending. And I think they are. And I think that's the standard they should be. To be clear, I'm not saying they're not going to contend, but I'm sick of this like half-assing, pre-rationalizing that I hear from Knicks fans. Like, oh, this isn't the season. No, it's the fucking season, dude. Like it is the season. This is theirs for the taking. Like I know the Celtics are really good. We talked about on Hot Hand Theory's Twitter the other day. The Nuggets are awesome. I'm not saying like it's championship or bust, but it's look like a championship contender. Give the Celtics a run. Take care of business against the teams you're supposed to take care of business against. And some of these trends are kind of worrying in that regard.
Man, I think that's so well said. I wish I could give you a standing ovation. It'd be kind of awkward to do it on the pod though. But yeah, it's totally right. It just is, because it is the last move that you make when you say like, we're a contender. We just need these pieces this year to put us over the top. And then you do it. And the thing is that, yeah, I'm not going to say that they're not, like I think they can be. If this team was fully healthy, is there a team better than this team in the East, besides the Boston Celtics? I don't think so. I think I would have this team at like number 2 in terms of odds to make it to the finals.
They'd be betting underdogs against Milwaukee, and I would bet a lot of money on the Knicks. I would bet an uncomfortable amount of money if I was able to get the Knicks. Seriously, like
as underdogs against Milwaukee,
as underdogs against Milwaukee, I would go down with the ship, and that's not me being a homer. I just objectively feel like, dude, they were destroying teams when they were healthy. Like that was, and that's
including with a healthy Embiid, Philly with a healthy Embiid,
right. They went into Philly and just dismantled them with Embiid. This, and of course, you don't take it on a 1-game sample, but they were so synergistic. God damn it! Is it synergistic? Synergistic.
Yeah,
they were so synergistic. No, they were not doing. They were not sharing drug needles. They were so synergistic, and they were just playing so well. Like, God, they're having the conversation on Twitter today about like if Brunson can be a 1A on a championship. Who fucking cares? But if Brunson was ever going to be a 1A on a championship winner, it's this team.
Yeah.
Like this is it. This is how you build around Jalen Brunson. Honestly, if the Knicks don't meaningfully contend healthy this year, I think we have to say, like, you either have to say Becky is right or Tibbs isn't the coach. That's it. Like those are the two options.
Listen, the truth is it comes down to, it just genuinely comes down to like a Tibbs situation. If they're healthy, again, it's either health or it's coaching, because they have the pieces, they have the tools, they have the weapons in place, they have the synergy, they have the defensive players, the elite defensive players in the league, they have the elite offensive players in the league, they have elite shooters, they have elite on-ball defenders, elite off-ball defenders, they have everything that you could possibly want. They have mid-range shooting, they have ISO scorers, they have guys who can spot up, some of the best spot up shooters in the league. Like, you just can't have more. If you don't have, Jokic, then this, if you don't have SGA, and even SGA, I'm not sure is better, in terms of having him alone than having all of these amazing weapons that so fit well together, then this is it. This is the best you can do. So
yeah, we can't walk away from these playoffs being like Brunson needs more help.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
If Knicks fans feel like the team underperformed this season, needing more help means one of two things. One, he needs a new coach who will optimize the players, this core better. Two, they just need to get a better player than Jalen Brunson. Those are the two outcomes this season if the Knicks underperform in the playoffs.
Yep, I agree with that. I think that really summarizes it extremely well.